Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a quick little interior show around for the Baron's house that we recently made, and just in case you didn't see the exterior tutorial, I'll fly around really quick just so you guys can get a closer look. So there's a couple things I did actually add to the exterior. One would be the chimney. That's because we did place a fireplace on the inside, and then also that smoke up there. Oh my gosh. What the hell is this? Hang on, let me fix that really quick. So yeah, that's just like a little wine pantry upstairs, I think. Speaking of that, that's just going to be in the barn, which I think we'll probably cover first, since that's the first thing we built for this thing. Now, I also have been doing a little modification to the landscape. I just added this little pathway to come down here, and my thinking behind this was I was going to sort of section off the upper part of this area, and that's going to be sort of the upper class area, so there's going to be the more high class buildings and everything, and then down here is going to be almost like a rundown fishing village, but it's going to be where the sort of poorer peasants live, and they can just fish, and then of course they gotta, instead of paying taxes, they would just kind of give most of their fish they catch to the Baron, I guess, to feed his family. So we've got that. So what else is there? There's some pathways, some stairs, this big giant wall. But without further ado, let's go ahead and head on into the barn itself. So in here we do have the food for the horses, which is just the hay bales. And then there's this chest. Not sure what you'd store in here. Maybe some tools or anything for farming or gardening. And then on the left side here, we do have these two stables. Or I guess it's one stable, but it's got like the two little sections. And since this isn't the most high-class village, and maybe the Baron doesn't have too many workers, they really don't have time to get around to washing the horses. So as you can see, I added in these flies, which I think is really cool. So yeah, there's those two horses, and then I think that's pretty much it down here. I mean, I did clean up the roof quite a bit. I added this little thing just to make it look a little fancier. But that's really it for the first floor. So if you head up to this next little portion, we have pretty much just a lot of storage. And this is really about it. And then we have the ladder that goes up even farther. But we have some nets just in case there's some fish in there that maybe the Baron goes off. He's on a relaxed day or something, and he goes catches some fish and then can store them in here. And then we also have a few wine bottles, since maybe they ran out of room from this little portion up here, which, as you can see, I'll just fly up here really fast, is a bunch of wine storage, since the Baron probably does like to get drunk every once in a while. So we've got that, and we also have these bottles. I'm not sure what exactly they're supposed to be. Maybe they're empty, but to me they really just look like Nuka-Cola bottles from Fallout 3, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they'd be in a medieval setting, but we can just pretend they're empty. I don't know. And what else is there? There's these cool things, which they're supposed to be food, or like barrels of whatever the hell. I think those might be potatoes. Honestly, not sure what this is. Maybe it's like mashed up fish or mashed potatoes and gravy. I have no clue. It just looks kind of neat. So that's really it for the barn. Hang on, let me show you the very top, just in case you guys didn't see that. So I'll give you a closer look at this. Really, it's just a lot of storage for wine and rum and everything. And then there's a few boxes, just in case there's even more. Maybe that's the special stuff inside those. And yeah, like I said, that's it for this area in here. So hopefully that gave you some ideas on what you could do for your little barn portion. But now for the biggest spot, which is sort of the living quarters. So we'll fly in here, and this isn't just his home, it's actually housing quite a bit of other people as well, such as some of his guards, and also, well, it doesn't really house the slaves, or I wouldn't call them slaves, but sort of the maids and butlers. That's not even their, shoot, what would you call them? The Baron's workers, I guess we'll just say for now. But yeah, as we fly in here, I guess we'll go to sort of the lower class area, which is just like some seating over here, and then the hallway for his workers to come back here. And this is actually the kitchen back here. So we'll come back here, and then of course you got like the ingredients, the knives, some more plants and stuff I guess you'd also use in the recipes, and then as always the pots and pans and everything, and the awesome stove design that I always use, and some, I don't know what these are, maybe they're recipes or something, but we have those. And then I use the little crafting tables. These actually look really awesome in this texture pack. They form like some cupboards and stuff, which I really like. And then we have the little wolf pelt on the bottom. But this is sort of my least favorite section of the build, so we'll head over to the more exciting spots. So first off, we do have the main entrance, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. I quite like it, actually. I'm not sure if you guys do, but it's sort of like a little open wall where you can actually see into the next room. Kind of draws your attention in there and makes you want to visit it. But we have this carpet just to make things a bit more fancy, and I've tried to divide each room by their carpet color to sort of symbolize how important they are. So sort of this is like middle, so we got the blue, and then in the kitchen we have the gray kind of ripped up carpet. I think it's a wolf pelt. And then upstairs in the Baron's room, which is probably, well, to him at least, the most important, we have a nice regal purple carpet. So we'll head in here. And we have, I guess this is just sort of storage, isn't it? Yeah, but I mean, there was really nothing else I could put on this wall to make it look fancy. I think this does the trick though. And then over here we do have some seating for, I guess, the Baron and his family, or if he wants to entertain guests, they can always sit here because there is quite a bit of it. And then we do have this giant fireplace, which really lights up the room. I'm so happy with this new build because I can actually use fire, since I think 90% of this build actually isn't wood. It's mostly cobblestone, stone bricks, and usually I do wood roofing, but for this case we actually get to use the clay, which doesn't look too bad and it doesn't burn down, which is awesome. So I get to use the actual fire, which I really like. And then we got some decorations here. Once again, the little Nuka-Cola bottle. Let's pretend that's not what it is. But yeah, as I was saying, there is housing for other members besides the Baron's family. So this is one of those cases where we actually have a room for his guards to stay. There's not many because, of course, he wouldn't want to house the whole army here, but there are just a few for maybe his most trusty guards, so they can stay in here. And then some more seating just to sort of fill up the room. Always good to have those things, and then a bookshelf. And now for sort of the last bit of the build, which is just the upstairs. There's actually, I think, 3 or 4 main rooms up here. I guess first off we'll start with, I guess this main area might be appropriate. So we have some more storage, and of course always good to fill up the walls with pictures just so those don't look too plain. And then yeah, some more seating just in case he has tons of guests and maybe there's like a huge party here, so he can entertain everyone he wants. And then what else is there? There's this big giant fancy desk. I'm not sure if I'm gonna change this up or not. I don't know, I got mixed feelings about this, but we have like a little paper and stuff right there so he can do his writing if he needs to relax, or I don't know, he can do his own thing there. And then I guess we'll explore this room since it is the smallest. So this is probably, I was thinking it would be his daughter's room. That kind of explains the pink and everything. And then the reason behind the map is I was thinking maybe she's always trapped in the house, so she's kind of wanting to get out and explore, and maybe she has friends in the outside world, so she always writes them with that paper. But yeah, this is her room. And then for the next one, which is right here, this will be the Baron's son, and I was kind of imagining that he would be a knight. And since that's kind of a tough job and it's got some dirty work in it, you got the smashed bottle right here. Maybe he got angry at his other soldiers or something, so we have that. And then his bed, of course. And then finally, we'll move on to the Baron's room, and this is actually the last thing that we need to cover. And this is, it doesn't seem too big, but the room is actually really long, which kind of gives it a neat effect. So on the first little area on the left side, we do have this little, what would you call it? A closet maybe? Or shoot, what is the word? Yeah, we'll just call it a closet for now. But unfortunately, we couldn't have chests stretching across both sides. I had to just throw in some oak wood planks. But I mean, it still looks kind of cool, especially from the outside if the doors are closed. So we have that. And then just to make it a little fancier, I did throw some stairs on the upper part of that. And then what else is there? As I said, this carpet is purple just to make it look a lot more fancy. We got his bed over here. Quite a bit of pictures and stuff to fill up the walls, along with some shelving and some more alcohol, whatever that'll be. And then I thought I'd mention also for the every single ceiling is actually made of half slabs. That's just to make it taller. Usually in builds, the taller the ceiling is or the higher up it is, kind of the more fancy it becomes. And then say if you have like a lower class build, you might want to make the ceiling pretty short, or even if you want to make it really low class, you might only want to have it this tall. That's really squeezing it, but it can really come up with some cool effects. And actually, if you want to make bedrooms a little more cozier, you could have those ceilings lower, and then for living rooms, since those are supposed to have a bit more, or like a higher capacity, you'd make those ceilings higher, and it just kind of fits everything a bit better. But yeah, that is the end of this little show around. So hopefully by doing this, I was able to give you guys some cool ideas of what you could try. Let me know if you have any suggestions or cool ideas that I could change around to make this place even cooler, or if you have any ideas for the outside, or maybe I've been doing a lot of landscaping here, so if you have any ideas of what we could do here, because I'm not sure how many buildings we're going to end up putting in this upper class area. I think we'll probably do the blacksmith, and maybe that can be his personal blacksmith, or the blacksmith for his soldiers, so we'll have that up here. But I'm not sure what else I'd want to stick up here. Of course, this little area down here is going to be filled with houses and maybe some little shops and vendors. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this little show around, and I really do hope it gave you some ideas. But anyways, thanks again for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.